I'd like to thank all the women who are giving support to AIME, the mothers, the sisters, the aunts and the friends, because we know, we women, that it's because of our gentle encouragement that things get done. I always say, if you want to get something done, put a few women together. That isn't to say the men aren't superb and great helpers too, but women quietly drive these things even when the men are having essential sleep. And of course, we're nurturers, we're mothers, we're aunts. We want the best for our children. And I don't see any difference between other mothers' children and my own. So I want the very best that this nation can give for our young Indigenous people, because the nation needs them. That's selfish too. We really need them to be on board, helping to run this glorious country into a better century than the ones that have just passed.
I first ran into AIME when I was Deputy Principal at Alexandria Park Community School, and that is a K-12 school in the Redfern-Waterloo area of Sydney. And we had been thinking about the idea of getting kids more involved in university through meeting some university students. And at the same time, AIME, I think, were thinking sort of on similar lines. And so we were pretty lucky and we met up and we started planning from there.
My passion for being involved in AIME is the fact that my father was denied education in this country and the rest of his family, and that for me has been an absolute heart moment to make sure that not only do my children acquit themselves in an educational field, but that they had the ability to appreciate the fact that Aboriginal people have been denied education in this country systematically since colonisation. That, I think, is probably one of my strongest connects. The fact that my son's, the CEO, is a bonus, and the fact that he does great work with all of his other compatriots is a fantastic thing, but it's still overcoming inequity, which is the major moment that I'm going for.
I guess my journey with AIME started back in early 2005 when Jack was sitting opposite my desk at the Courier Centre in the University of Sydney, and he was telling me about his idea for a mentoring program that would partner university student role models with Indigenous kids in high school.
And when he said, I wish other Indigenous youngsters could have the chances that I've had, he told me their response was, well, why can't they? What are we doing about it? Isn't it up to us to help them? So between Jack and his friends, that wonderful spirit of helping the young people to fulfil their potential was born.
And I really wanted to be involved in it. I thought it was such a fantastic, fantastic program. And I could actually see it being replicated around the nation without too much effort.
I think when you hand things over to young people, it's very likely to be a success. And the enthusiasm became infectious. But what was very important was that it started off the right way. There were built-in measurements to see if the young people were benefiting from this mentoring experience. And of course the mentors had to be good mentors and worthy of taking on this very responsible role.
The big challenges in the school was actually trying to fit it within a very tight curriculum, because the kids all have to, complete courses in so many hours. We didn't have any trouble finding a teacher who was interested, and we actually organised someone who didn't have much experience with Aboriginal kids, because we thought it was a learning area for him, and he loved it and really took advantage of that.
It's a bigger challenge to us than the water. We can solve the water problem, but we can't afford to have one child who drops out, one child who's in juvenile justice, one child who's been let down by our society, because that's what it means when they end up in juvenile justice, that we've let them down.
By introducing Jack to Social Ventures Australia Consulting, for example, I knew that he would be able to get the support that was needed around strategy, financial planning and business planning. As well, it was important that there were a range of funders that could support the work of AIME.
The results showed the children were attending school. They were paying attention more. Behaviour became good. Everything about it seemed to point in the right direction. So we had no hesitation then in taking the idea to other universities.
It's just been an incredible journey to witness an amazing group of young people who are so committed and passionate about everything that they do with this program every single day that it inspires me to be a better person. AIME does make me a better person.
5 years into the program of having AIME at Alexandria Park Community School, there has been a real shift in the students' perceptions of what university is and whether they would be able to go to university or at least do further study. And so many of those students have been able to make that move into university. They have increased their confidence in all areas of their lives, and I think in many cases met a lot of really great non-Aboriginal young people who they can get along with, which was also something they never really visualised for themselves as well.
But who's going to benefit? It's the nation who's going to benefit. The whole nation, not just those individual children of Indigenous background. Yes, they'll benefit. They'll have more fun in their lives. They'll go on to employment. But the nation will be a better place.
What AIME means to me is the fact that a whole band of Aboriginal students will get life experience, will be able to work in a world that sometimes has been excluding them, and gives them the self-confidence to be able to go on and achieve anything that they put their mind to.
Well, I think AIME is probably one of the most significant programs to come out of education that I've ever seen in 30 years of being involved in Aboriginal education and in education itself, because it's come from the grassroots level. It's come out of a group of university students who also saw the same sorts of needs as we did. It wasn't necessarily government funded. There wasn't criteria that we had to meet or boxes we had to check. What it was built on was passion, belief, and some real dedication and commitment from the AIME people and their mentors, and also from staff at the school.
It provides so many opportunities for so many people, and not just the university mentors and not just the Indigenous high school mentees, but for the people who work at AIME and for the people who are involved at all different levels. It's an opportunity for all of us, and I hope that you will walk with the rest of us.
And this way these young people are going to have hope in their lives, ambition, goodness. And of course, if you benefit from somebody helping you, you get the feeling you'd like to help someone yourself eventually. So it'll be a wonderful flow-on effect. And the fact that it's going across Australia now in a national program is something the University of Sydney, which has had many great people and many great ideas, this is one of the finest.